Good afternoon and welcome to Bull Market Stock Show. This is your host Rian Opson, and we will do actually the retail sales that will be out at 2:30 today. Look, that is actually an important number. If you guys can still remember of, I think it was last month, yeah, the previous month retail sales, it actually came out extremely strong, but that was expected. Okay, not it, it actually blew away the forecast, but a strong number was expected last month, and it was actually the core retail sales came out at 8.4. Retail sales came out at 9.8%. So it was a big jump, obviously, with all the stimulus money, the checks that was sent from the federal government of the United States to the citizens, the 1,002, and then on top of that, you have the insurance, the unemployment insurance that also came through. So all that money actually drove up the retail sales number last month of about, as I said, core retail sales was at 8.4, and then you have retail sales that was at 9.8. Now, for those of you who can remember, that number came out and it actually pushed the bond yields up because after that number, everybody was expecting, like, whoa, inflation will start to rise. And that actually created a bit of a havoc in the market, that retail sales number. So the people were starting to sell off their bonds because, I mean, what's the hell is the use? You keep on bonds that give a yield of about 1% or less. So what is the use you keeping that? And then you expect high inflation. So then the people were starting to selling their bonds, bond yields starting to climb, and that was all to do with the healthy retail sales number that actually came out. So that made sense, and that's why the dollar actually went up. And then also the other scare part comes in: if retail sales came out so strong, that will lead to inflation, and that will lead to the Federal Reserve actually to start to taper or to lift up interest rates. Obviously, they will not do both, but we don't know. But anyway, but that was now last month. This month, they do expect a softer number in the retail sales. They're expecting core retail sales to be at 0.5% and retail sales forecast at 1%. So it could be that the Federal Reserve of the United States is actually right by saying that the inflation will be transitory. So you will have a one bump in the inflation, with the inflation number was high, which was now the inflation number of the last time that came out at about, I think it was about 4%. That was now CPI, and the core retail sales was also above 2%. So that was now the bump, and that is what people expected because of the aggressive retail sales spending that was actually now in the month of March. Now this month is a bit softer. So I think the spending, which I did say yesterday, obviously spending but will start to decrease because obviously you have high inflation. If the goods are expensive, people will start to buy less of that good or get actually maybe um, buy substitute products or stuff like that. But the constraint is also the supplies, the strain. It's also a bit of a problem. So all of those factors came in, and that's why they forecast actually a bit of a softer number. Now, with that said, you can actually see the dollar actually went a bit south today. Also, the bond markets slightly retreated as they expect a softer number. If the number come out bad, now that is where the side effects comes in. If the number come out bad, it will be obviously a sell for the United States dollar, because then obviously the Federal Reserve have a case to say, like, yeah, we did tell you that it will be transitory, and that's why they need to keep interest rates low and also keep the market liquid. So that could be the story when the number come out weak, and which I do expect we will get a weaker number this month. If the number actually come out strong, like a 7% or a 2% or something like that, or 3%, or maybe a heavier surpassed the forecast, then obviously there will be a bit of doubt in the market, and I think obviously the dollar bulls will come back. So that's why the market is a bit stagnant since the 10 o'clock this morning until now. It went up a bit, For example, the Nasdaq, the gold price, the New Zealand, the euro, they went a bit up against the US dollar, and then it's starting to actually to get stagnant because obviously they're waiting now for this number to come out at 2:30. And as I said, I do expect that we will get a weaker number. Now, whether this plan of the United States work or the federal government works, whether now the Reserve Bank of the United States and the government with the aggressive spending, will it work? I'm basically not sure. Honestly, I actually don't agree with all the stimulus money that they are pushing around. And I think that it will totally be a disaster. But one thing for sure, you will have your Bitcoins that will go up if this number come out bad, because obviously everybody will think that they will keep on printing. So please don't forget it. Bitcoins will be bad. As I said, Bitcoin will actually go up. Gold will definitely go up because obviously it will say that they will spend more printing money. Your New Zealand, your euros, basically the dollar will go down against all major currencies if this happens. Now, there is a point where it will turn, but that I will do next week because I'm still looking at further information to see where this whole story will turn or how it will turn. But as things stands now, it doesn't look good, because if they actually get a weak number today and they keep on printing, and when will they stop? That is the big thing. When will they stop? And I think that's why Bitcoin was created, because they don't trust these guys. And I mean, these guys are economists and think so much shit, basically. I don't know. Like, I mean, any economist know if you go on this path, then somehow you will definitely, sorry to say it, but you will fuck up the system. And because then people will just start to rely. Look at South Africa, for example. They stopped the 350s in South Africa, which we get for every month, unemployed people. And people were stating the case that no, it needs to continue. In fact, it needs to give more. Now, obviously, if you stop these 1,002 stimulus checks and you stop the unemployment insurance, what the fuck do you expect what's going to happen? People's going to come back and say, hey, we want money. We don't have this, we don't have that. People will just have any excuse to get that money because you give it to them. You already give them the drugs. Now you want to take it away. Seriously, it is not something easy. And I think that is exactly what's going to happen. So I don't know, will the Federal Reserve stop? If they stop, there will definitely be hell to pay because people want their money. So it's a real messed up scenario, but at some point it will stop. But for today's case, I think we will expect a bad number, a weak dollar. That is definitely the case. And then we will have the bond markets, or the bond yield will retreat. Gold price will start to go up aggressively. And then also you will have your other major currencies, which is Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and all of them will start to go up, basically move back up where it came from. Not in one day, obviously not, but there will be quite advancement. Or the Nasdaq will definitely also go up, I think, because they're expecting some stimulus to come through. So that is what I expect. We will get a softer number, and that is where all the hell will break loose. To trade on it, you don't have to now jump in quickly. Let it run. Let the news come out. Wait about 15 minutes, and then you can enter. But I do expect a weaker number. So you don't have to now jump in when the market starts to move. It normally retraces, and then it goes back up again. So just relax, take about 15 minutes, and then you can go in. Like normally what I do, 3:30, 2:30, the news come out, quarter to 3, that is where I'm normally thinking about opening up a trade and buy or sell. So just be patient when the news come out. It will be a big number, but definitely there's a lot of profit for all of us to make, so you don't have to be in a hurry. So that's it from my side. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Then I will see you guys again at the same time on Monday at 1:30. Bye-bye.